Welcome into another telecast of LMC Varsity Sports alongside Rob Moretti. I'm Troy McGraw. We're here at Mamaroneck High School as the Tigers take on the Rochelle Huguenots. And Rob, Rochelle is 3-0 and they're a perennial powerhouse in Section 1 AA. A big task for Mamaroneck tonight as they're 1-2, but they haven't faced anyone nearly as good as Rochelle.
And for Mamaroneck, it's a tough assignment, probably the toughest game on their schedule this year. But it doesn't mean they're not without hope. There are ways that they can win this game. They're going to need to execute perfectly. They're going to have to win the field position battle on special teams. Zion Powell's going to play a big role in that. Bobby Bizzard as well on kick returns. Their playmakers are going to have to step up and make plays. Their defense is going to have to limit this New Rochelle offense. It hasn't scored fewer than 34 points through the team's first 3 games. So the defense is going to have to win this game from Mamaroneck. And then Daniel O'Rourke, last week in a loss to Clarkstown North, went for 171 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. They're going to need him to repeat that performance as well.
They definitely will, and when we get back, we'll have the opening kickoff here on LMC Varsity Sports.
Get this win! We need this win! Gentlemen, introduce yourself, shake hands. We'll stay close here. I'm Patrick Goodness. I'll be your referee tonight. This is Gene Cicciarone. He would be the umpire. He'll be standing behind the linebackers on the defense. You as captains have leadership abilities. We're going to call on your abilities a couple times tonight. One is if one of your players is getting a little bit upset, we want you to calm them down. We don't want to have to throw fouls, okay? Secondly, if there's a penalty, I will give you options. Listen to the options. Make sure you check with your coach about what option he wants to take. We're going to let him know what those options are as well. Don't say what you want to do until you check with your coach, because once you say something, that's what I have to go with. Understood? You're the visitor, so you get to call the toss. So just so you see, that's the head, that's the tail. That's the head, that's the tail. We'll throw it up, catch it. If I drop it, we'll do it all over. What's your call? He calls heads. It's a head. You want to defer to the second half, right? New Rochelle has won the toss and elected to defer. You guys want the ball? Do you want to defend that side right there? All right, just turn your bodies close here. Right. New Rochelle deferred and will kick this way. Shake hands. Good luck tonight.
Every single second is important. Defend every blade of grass. Attack, attack, attack. Our house on 3. 1, 2, 3. Our house. Let's go.
Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Rob Moretti, and our cameramen today are Seth Rothman, Steven Saputo, and Sean Kelly. I'm Troy McGraw, and Mamaroneck will receive after Rochelle deferred. And Rob, you talked about the special teams a little bit. Here on the kickoff, we'll see what what'll happen on the opening kickoff. As
Williamson and Bizzard are deep, and Mamaroneck, they want to get some momentum to start this game. It'd be great if they could throw a few blocks, get themselves a good return, get them some positive momentum to start this game, because New Rochelle is a very tough opponent.
It's Keon, Highland Jones will kick it other side of the field, and it'll be returned by Mamaroneck, and getting it out to the 30 on a decent return was Bobby Bizzard. Decent kick and a good return. We'll see what Mamaroneck's offense can do, led by the sophomore, Tommy Dillon.
And especially in a game like this where New Rochelle has so many playmakers on the field, you're going to see a lot of what you've been seeing from Mamaroneck. A lot of run game, a lot of conservative medium to short range passing from Dillon, high percentage plays like that. And it's all up to the line to make the blocks, and if they can be successful, then the offense can have some success today.
So Dillon will be in the shotgun. Behind him will be the running back O'Rourke. Looked like O'Rourke. Tough to tell with the lights.
That was O'Rourke. Good job there by O'Rourke, too, to slip a tackle right at the line of scrimmage and gain a few more yards.
3 yards, and we have an injury on the far side of the field for New Rochelle. We will step aside and be right back here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, following the injury timeout. It'll be 2nd and 7 as the New Rochelle player made it off the field on his own power handoff to O'Rourke, and he'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage and about loses a yard or two. Loses a yard, as it'll be 3rd and 8 here. And Rob, what should we see here on 3rd and 8?
Well, you might see them open up the field a little bit here, maybe try a little swing pass, try to get someone in some open space. The first few plays with the run, they've really been testing the interior linemen and the linebackers. Throw a test out at the secondary here, especially when you need 8 yards.
And Rob, when you look at this, the line, just gauging, the defensive line compared to the offensive line is scary if you're a Mamaroneck player or a fan. The size difference. As it'll be a pass here, and Dillon will throw it out, and it'll be over the head and incomplete of Tim Summer, guarded by Jalen McGee. But Rob, that size difference could be a challenge for Mamaroneck today.
It certainly could. Though on that pass block there, it looked like Dillon had some time. He had time to roll out and get some space to throw. Just threw it, maybe not so experienced throwing on the run. That's why it was a little wide of Summer. But
Jalen McGee was all over him, had him covered cleanly too. No penalty.
It was a tough spot to
tough
throw
window, yeah. Triple protection and a bad snap, but picked up on the coverage, and the triple protection pays off, and then it'll be a fair catch by New Rochelle's Miles Taylor. Call for the fair catch. The way he caught it, though, it was like he was going to try it, but that would have been a penalty, and he didn't. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 44 for New Rochelle, and we'll get to see their dynamic offense. 34-13 over North Rockland, 40-6 over Mount Vernon, and 34-0 over Scarsdale. So each time they scored at least, I think there was missed extra points, so about 5 touchdowns. One missed extra point.
Right, they've been in, that's how they are year in, year out. They're a big physical team. They have playmakers. And we've seen them make occasional runs for state titles. So they're a team that expects to contend every year. Heavy junior leading roster this year, so especially scary for next year too.
As that one will be handed off, and New Rochelle had him. Mamaroneck had him at the line of scrimmage. They throw it back again and finally get him. They stopped the running back initially, did Jared Barrett, and then after the Zion Powell, one of Rob's players to watch, makes a nice play after 2 or 3 guys slowed him down. But that's good to see, Rob. They were able to stop him initially, and even though they didn't get him, that Powell was able to come and boom him over there.
Some good, some bad, but those missed tackles might be a concern too.
End of the day, it's 2nd and 5, and we got to see the arm of the quarterback for the first time, and it's the quarterback Keon Highland Jones, who also kicked off, but we were watching them practice, and Jonathan Sadler had a very good arm, number 10, but they go with number 4, Keon Highland Jones. So that first pass, he had a man, but he threw it over him. And it's 3rd and 15, and Mamaroneck needs a golden opportunity.
You got to look past here, 3 wide set.
Once again, the running back out of the backfield, they'll go along with it. Highland Jones, and he has a man, but he misses him again. 0 for 2 as Highland Jones can't get his man. Then he had Nasheem Highland, and if he connected there, that could have been 6.
Oh, absolutely. He was open over the middle of the field. If he catches and runs with that, I don't think anyone's going to catch him.
So a little...
a good, very good defensive first possession from Mamaroneck here. Able to hold New Rochelle to minus yards. Now they get the ball back, see what they can do on offense.
-5. Mamaroneck gained 2 yards, had a punt, and they missed. New Rochelle lost 5 yards, and they had that. It'll be 4th and 15. Punting will be Barron. Running back, he'll get it. And snap, and it's a wobbly kick. On a last-second favorable bounce for the Huguenots, but in the end, it's only about a 20-yard punt, as it'll be 41. As it bounced on the 45, looked like it was going to go back, but it went forward 4 yards. If you're Mamaroneck, you gotta love that defensive sequence. As coach, the defensive coordinator, our buddy David Smith, is fired up on the sidelines, and he should be, Rob.
He's got to be happy with what he's been seeing so far, and it's still early. We're only 2 minutes into the game, but Mamaroneck a very good job on defense, that sequence, and they're going to have to get something done. They have to move the ball on offense, or else defensive effort will be for nothing.
Also, got a help by the overthrows on the quarterback, Highland Jones, as he had his man, Nasheem Highland, which would have been 6 on 3rd and 15, and they fake it, doesn't have anybody, and they snuff it out immediately, and that'll be a sack by Kyrie Mans, the sophomore, and he just wrestled him to the ground. The quarterback, O'Rourke, Tommy Dillon, and that's had to be a broken play, right?
It looked like a broken play to me. Immediately, Coach Anthony Vitti's hands went up and said, "What was that?" So clearly, that one does not run as it was designed. And it cost Mamaroneck a couple yards and a down, so it makes it a little bit tougher.
As it'll be 2nd and 13, and it'll be a screen pass over the middle. Open man is O'Rourke, and he will fumble the football! And it is loose on the ground, and O'Rourke looked like he had a first down, but at the first down spot, he was hit, and it will be recovered by Mamaroneck, and that is a huge break, Rob.
That is lucky for Mamaroneck, and we saw O'Rourke fumbling once or twice in that Scarsdale game a couple weeks ago. They had some trouble fumbling the football as well. So as good as O'Rourke's been, we've seen him fumble earlier this year as well. He's got to protect that football better. He is this Tigers offense right now.
On 2nd and 12, they got that screen pass to O'Rourke, made a couple guys miss, got to about the first down marker, and that's where he was hit, and the ball went backwards. So it's now 3rd and 1.5, 2 yards. 3rd and 2. The shotgun once again, and it'll be offsides.
The encroachment technically, because they touch the
Encroachment
offensive player.
So first down of the game is gained on a encroachment on Neuro, and Mamaroneck is 8:22. They're into New Rochelle territory for the first time, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the Neuro 45, and it'll be a Mamaroneck first down.
And that was an easy call. I think there might have been 2 or 3 players that jumped on that one. It wasn't just one guilty party, so easy call for the officials.
As it'll be a 1st and 10 shotgun formation for Dillon. And the backfield, O'Rourke, and he'll hand it off to him, and O'Rourke will be stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Might have lost a yard, too. The inside players for New Rochelle look like they're quick to the ball, quick through the line. They're going to have to go more towards pitch plays, toss plays, short passes to the outside, bubble screens, that screen play you saw, something like that. Something to try to catch New Rochelle out of position might be their best bet to at least get down the field once.
So it'll be 2nd and 11 from the New Rochelle 46 for Mamaroneck. And O'Rourke in the backfield. Next, behind him will be O'Rourke once again, and he'll get 5 yards. 3rd and 5 from the 40. So, let's see what they go to here, Rob.
Actually, it was Hector Gattaca on that carry as O'Rourke's just coming on the field now.
Yeah, I didn't think it was O'Rourke. The PA announcer said it was O'Rourke, so I mistakenly followed his lead.
Regardless, there's good explosiveness there by Gattaca. He was able to explode through the first line of defense, got himself 5 yards, and now manageable 3rd and 5 for the Tigers.
And O'Rourke back behind the sophomore quarterback, Dylan. Dylan throws it, and it's high. So we've seen a very erratic passing here from both quarterbacks. Is that what he had his man? Did he Shane Smith? But it was incomplete, and 4th and 5, and they'll punt. Good throw would have had the first down, Rob.
Yeah, a little bit lower. Smith jumped for it and just got his fingertips on it. Just a foot lower, probably would have been caught right near the first down marker. Would have been close. Instead, Smith stays on the field to punt.
So Smith will punt. Back to receive will be Jared Barron. And that's another bad snap. This one wide, and it's a fake! Here comes Smith, and he can't get it as they snuff him out. What defense by Jonathan Sadler, the backup quarterback, as he makes the play, as Smith had it, but he couldn't get by Sadler, and he was the only one. It was one-on-one coverage there between Sadler and Smith, and he stopped him.
And even though they didn't get it, you gotta like the call there, the 40-yard line. A punt's maybe going to get you 20 yards. It's worth a shot. We're in the right part of the field to try a fake.
As Coach Anthony Vitti loves to push the buttons on special teams. We saw an onside kick last year, the year before, to start a game, to start a half. Never know, and that's fake. Especially in that situation, they weren't too far in their own. They were on New Rochelle's side and getting towards the 50 on a delayed stiff arm as their star running back Romeo Holden, as he had 2 touchdowns of 50 yards or more for first down. For touchdowns last week against Scarsdale, as they won 34-0. Mamaroneck lost to Scarsdale 7-6 on a controversial 2-point failed conversion.
You could see the speed from Holden on that play. Looked like Mamaroneck had that one snuffed out. He was just too fast around the corner.
So that'll be handed a fake on the handoff, and taking it will be the other quarterback. So we got 2 quarterbacks who've played the first series, Highland Jones. Now the other quarterback, Jonathan Sadler, who we saw airing it out during warm-ups, they'll go to him. So kind of like a
1A, 1B set.
Right. College, some colleges still do that. Notre Dame, a couple others as well.
Trevor Simeon
Texas,
played that with Northwestern. He was a 1A, 1B type.
Yeah. And now he starts for, I think, up till his senior year, and then he started. So 2nd and 3. Sadler still in quarterback. We'll see his arm for the first time. It'll be a beautiful pass, wide open, and that'll be an easy 6. Rasheem Highland, the exact play that Keon Highland Jones overthrew him on a 3rd and long, and that's not good for Mamaroneck, as Sadler, Coach Lou Dorenzo, probably used Sadler the rest of the game at quarterback.
Well, if that throw was any indication, you could see why. Perfect throw from Sadler. And you're right, Charlie, the exact same play found Rasheem Highland. He was just as open as he was the first time.
Although the other one was kind of more down the middle, that was more down the side. So a 45-yard touchdown pass, Jonathan Sadler, his first pass of the day, as Highland Jones couldn't complete his 2 passes. And he'll stay on to hold, and kicking the extra point will be the sophomore Jordan Forrest. So we'll see what Forrest can do. 6-0, New Rochelle leads now, and Forrest will convert the extra point 7-0. So we'll be right back with the kickoff as Mamaroneck trails 7-0 here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Rob Moretti, I'm Charlie McGraw. This kick will be handled well by Keon Highland Jones as he kicks it all the way to the 3, where it is taken there by Mamaroneck and out to the 20. That was
Williamson, I believe, on the return.
Yeah. That was Stuart Williamson.
He could have let that one go, too. It was kind of a wobbly kick. He picked it up right around the 1-2 yard line. I guess you don't want to take the risk of it bouncing somewhere not advantageous, and he did take it out a little bit past the 20.
So the 22 would have got it at the 25, the new rule.
Well, that's in the NFL. I think it's still 20 in high
College,
school.
really? Because NFL and college is 25.
You know, honestly, I haven't seen too many touchbacks in high school, but I think it's still a 20.
Which would be weird because they're trying to defer, from it. As that'll be hiked and snapped, and here comes O'Rourke. He gets by one defender and another, and he will get a first down. So a good run by their star running back Daniel O'Rourke, and Rob, 171 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 28-20 loss last week to Clarkstown North. So
he's been heating up week after week. His running efficiency, his production's been going up every week. So, and I like that play too. I wonder if they're listening to me. I had said, try running outside a little bit more, get away from the interior linemen where you might have a disadvantage.
O'Rourke will get the snap once again, and he'll get a hole, and he will go towards the 40. He's at the 30, towards the 20, and he'll be taken down by the last defender as Storm Jones Allen turned on the Jets as it looked like Daniel O'Rourke was home, as that's a 55-yard run, Rob, and what a play by Storm Jones Allen. He made up 10 yards to get O'Rourke.
And O'Rourke just power running, gets through the hole. He saw the whole field in front of him and took off as well as he could. It's like Coach Lou DiRienzo wants to talk to his team about what they did wrong there, because O'Rourke had a lot of field to work with on that play.
Back here on LMC Varsity Sports following the 55-yard run by Daniel O'Rourke, up to about 80, 90 yards already is O'Rourke with 4 minutes to go. He'll get it again. He'll bounce off a tackle and he'll fumble it again. But this time he'll recover it, and Rob, second fumble, but timing recovered. Actually, although it came out and he kind of caught it. So
yeah, funky bounce off the hands. He was able to, luckily he knew it came out. Sometimes you see running backs turn around and the ball's just not there. Before that, though, a good job lowering the shoulder. He actually flattened the defender, so good power running from O'Rourke, and they're going to need more of that.
Lost the yard, though. 2nd and 11. As was O'Rourke's run on the previous play, 55 yards, taken down by Jones Elaine, and it'll be a sack coming out from the blind side. Was the safety Lloyd King, and he just, messed him up, Rob. Huge hit.
Big hit on Dylan. He looks like he's fine, though.
These New Rochelle Huguenots are huge athletes. Like, they're impressive plays. Jones Elaine, the throw by Sadler, and King. It's a good thing the sophomore quarterback bounced up quick, as that's a kind of hit that gives players concussions.
And the one thing from Mamaroneck here, this has to be 4-down territory. They don't have to get 20 yards here. They'd like to get a lot of it.
They've been hesitant to use the kick on extra points. Throwing towards it is intercepted, as it'll be taken out of bounds to the 34, as Nasheem Highland, the guy who had the 45-yard touchdown reception, has a 20-yard interception return, as looking for Bobby Bizzard, but he threw it too soon. It looked like they were not on the same page, was Dylan and Bizzard, and it's a first down and interception, first turnover of the day, and that's deflating, Rob, after the 55-yard run by O'Rourke to have it end on a turnover.
I think there's I don't know if that's a flag or a piece of garbage. It's a yellow piece of garbage, I think, on the field. It's not a flag. Never mind. Thought there was a flag on the play.
Oh yeah, that was there before too. You would think somebody would pick that up by now, but yeah, I noticed that before. A little brown. as it'll be snapped. They're back to the other quarterback, and once again, he overthrows him. Interesting. Luke DiRienzo goes back to Keon Highland-Jones, and then the secondary got beat bad again, but he overthrew his man.
And they've got to be committed to a 1A, 1B system where they alternate possessions or something of that nature.
By White ending, yeah, it's got to be the game plan. Is after the last series, how can you not go back to 1B? Sadler throws one pass right on the money. I mean, albeit that was a 10-yard longer pass, or 10, 15 yards even, is handing it off here and carrying the pile for 2-3 yards is the star running back Romeo Holden, the junior.
Late flag. Just got thrown by the official.
First flag of the day.
That was a definite flag. Well, second one, there was the encroachment earlier.
Thank you. Because it looks like it's on the defense, and it will be as they'll mark it off. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Coach Vitti is not happy. He's screaming at the officials. He is not happy with that call, and I didn't see it, Rob. That's a little ticky-tack.
Yeah, I didn't see anything egregious, at least, and I was looking. Maybe someone said something or used some foul language, perhaps.
Coach Vitti is a usually very calm guy. You don't see him get angry like that, and sometimes. But the point is, ticky-tack, and the way Mamaroneck, this matchup is favored in Rochelle, Mamaroneck cannot have calls go against them. That's a 15-yard penalty, unnecessary roughness. Automatic first down would have been 3rd and 5. Instead, it's 1st and 10 on the Mamaroneck's 45 instead of on New Rochelle's 40. That's a big penalty.
Yeah, potential backbreaker when you have a chance to make a stop and hit the ball back, try to tie the game up. Instead, you're right back on defense against a really good offensive team.
Right, yeah, still would have been 3rd and 5, but who knows, especially the way the throws have been off target from Highland-Jones. Probably was a passing play, a 2nd and 4 after that run. A keep by Highland-Jones, and he'll be hit, met by the defensive line. Nice play by Keon Burgess. As that was a nice play by Burgess.
Got right through, he read the misdirection, was right there to wrap him up. And at least now the Tigers, despite losing yardage on that penalty, they forced a 3rd down and long.
3rd and 7 for New Rochelle from the Mamaroneck 40. It'll be capped by the quarterback, and they'll get him before the 4th and 3. So it looks like they'll go Highland-Jones, the runner, and the thrower, Sadler, although Sadler only played 2 or 3 plays and he has a touchdown.
Now, interesting here, it looks like New Rochelle's keeping the offense on the field.
Well, it's got to be because, I mean,
inside
what
the 40,
would they do?
4th and 5, and can't punt too long for a field goal. Might as well go for it.
Yeah, they don't have any Roberto Agallo or guys with big legs there. As it'll be 4th and 5 for New Rochelle. Biggest play of the game coming up so far, and that pass is on target, slipping and falling to the ground, and automatically they'll stop it. The ball bobbled, so it'll be incomplete. So a little off throw again was Keon Highland-Jones.
Well, that one was catchable, though.
It was, but he slipped in his tracks, and that forced the drop, so incomplete. 1st and 10 from Mamaroneck, the 40, and following that questionable call, it's a good play. Good stance by the defense to come up, especially after it was 2nd and 4.
Definitely able to stand tall after that costly penalty, not costing them any points, at least at this point. Although the field position isn't as good as they want. Minute 12 left in the quarter, and they're only down by 7.
But Mamaroneck was missing 2 offensive linemen as they just came on the field late.
I think Dylan would have noticed when he got to the line and said, "Guys, this is scary. There's only 3 of you."
But you would have had to burn a timeout. Timeout, Coach DiRienzo. So they'll only have 1 remaining. So we'll be right back here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, 1:11 left in this first quarter. Mamaroneck will take over 1st and 10 after forcing turnover on the 4th. And good job by the running back. Excuse me, it wasn't Rack. It was Gattaca, Hector Gattaca, who has good job to hold on to the ball. 2 carries for Gattaca and 5 And 7 yards on both carries, 2 carries, 12 yards. A good start for the backup running back, the senior Gattaca. Got to go back to him maybe.
Playing a different style, Gattaca, a little more quick, shifty, explosive. And O'Rourke more of a power runner.
He'll stay in the backfield, it looks like, Gattaca. It'll be O'Rourke who will get the snap. Hand it off to Gattaca. He slips 2-3 guys and he'll just make it back, maybe lose a yard by a swarm of defenders. 25 seconds to go in the first. So we'll see if they elect to get this play off, or is it 3rd and 4? As it'll be.
Yeah, Dylan's still getting a play, so they're probably going to run out the quarters. There's 10 seconds.
As they will. No way they'll get this off. It's Dylan just getting back to the huddle, so they'll switch sides. And it'll be 3rd and 4 from their own 46 as we head to the second quarter here on LMC Varsity Sports.
Rob Moretti here with Charlie McGraw as we begin the second quarter, 7-0. New row over Mamaroneck. Tigers with a 3rd down and 3. Dylan chased in the backfield, and he will be sacked.
They weren't able to pick up their man as Jonathan Hudson came like a beeline bus right to Dylan, and it'll be 4th and 8.
Here comes the punt team.
Punt for the 3rd time, although one time they faked it. Weren't able to get it.
I don't know if you'd fake it from this spot on the field.
No way. As it'll be back to the punter, Shane Smith, who nearly ran for that fake 1st down.
Tigers are a man short as Pizzamenti, the long snapper, had to come on.
He's had a couple of difficulties as Pizzamenti. This one, another bad snap by Pizzamenti.
Smith handles it. End over end kick will land near midfield, takes a Tigers bounce. And continues to roll inside the 35. It'll be down to the 34. So all in all, despite the snap, a good punt from Smith. He's looked pretty good.
Yeah, we know why they have the 3 guys protecting him, because they're a little shaky with the long snapping. He's Pizzamenti. There's 3 all 3. First one bounced, nice play by Smith. It's a good thing he's a wide receiver. Another play by, the other one was wide, but he made an easy play and punted it, or ran for it. That actually helped his momentum the way that it took him in that play, and that one was there. But it was got a 35, 40-yard punt, Rob, and they'll have 1st and 10 on the new row from their own 34.
Sadler in a quarterback, hands off to Holden. Holden to the outside. He's got a 1st down.
Nice run there by Holden as they're sticking to their 1A, 1B. It'll be interesting. It's 1A with Hilliard, Highland Jones, who's really struggled throwing the ball. Sadler 1 for 1 throwing the ball. If Sadler throws another touchdown pass or does something, it'll be interesting to see who comes out of the next series. Because, I mean, how can he not? The way the two have been thrown is
Sadler keeps. And he'll pick up 4 or 5 yards. Flag at the end of the play.
Late hit. I mean, the way it came in.
I don't know if there might have been a face mask on the way down. I'm not really sure.
Did not see that one either.
Holding on New Rochelle is the indication.
Now, Rob, if that was holding, how can it should have been called a little earlier? That was interesting.
There could have been a late flag, but if he saw it, he saw it.
So
might happen right near the end of the play, but either way, if you hold him, you hold him.
Doesn't matter how you get the penalty called. It's a penalty.
So we'll see how they enforce it. Usually it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
So it'll be 1st and 20.
Well, 1st and 20. They're going to call it from the line of scrimmage. So New Rochelle 1st and 20, back to where they more or less where they first took over on this drive.
Shotgun formation here for Sadler.
3 wide receivers.
With Holden next one.
For the Huguenots. Sadler back to pass. He got Tigers in his face. Dumps it off and it's dropped by Jordan Forrest.
Sadler is shaking up on that one as he got gang tackled there.
Yeah, Bruce and I think, is that Williamson?
Yeah. No.
Or Burgess.
Yeah.
Bruce and Burgess right in on
the B-boys.
Sadler, yeah.
The killer bees. Burgess.
Hit him just as he threw legal play. And then Forrest wasn't able to handle the pass.
And he's limping. He's already got a knee brace on. I mean, originally you see a lot of football players wear them anyway, but they got to fix the pads as linemen. Looked like that was definitely catchable. It looked like Forrest had it, but he just dropped it at the last second. And he had some space.
Second down,
pressure
20.
By Bruce and Burgess.
Sadler down the field, overthrows Romeo Holden. That'll bring up third down and 20 for the Huguenots.
Good coverage there by Mamaroneck, and that was Bobby Bizzard and Michael Flato, on that coverage, and it was good coverage there. And the two New Rochelle players almost got in each other's way as Holden and Highland crossed paths there. But it'll be a big third and 20 here. From the own 36, and
pretty confident they're going to the air. 4 wide receivers here for the Huguenots. Sadler sends Holden in motion to the far side. Sadler to pass. Far side and nearly intercepted. Michael Flato was right there and threw his hands good enough. Flato needed 4th down and 20, and punted team coming on for New Rochelle.
Flato needed some Play-Doh to put that catch, Rob.
Something stickier might have worked.
Stick him, but it hit him right in the chest, and he would have had possibility for 10, 15 yards after the interception. It's a good job to hold them there.
Snap goes high, it's handled, and just able to get it away was Jared Barron.
We'll see where they marked that.
It went out of bounds, still marching it up. Looks like they'll spot it at the 45, so the Tigers will take over their own 45.
Generous spot for New Rochelle. That could have went out at maybe the 45 of New Rochelle or the 50.
And they're lucky it wasn't blocked.
Exactly, what a play. Once again, talking about the athletes, is Barron, the punter, running back, linebacker, on the roster, made a great play to get around. He was about to be blocked. It looked like he was going to take off with it. And then again, he was able to get to the right and finally kick it.
So Tigers come out with 2 receivers, split left, excuse me.
Rob,
Dillon from the gun.
That's the best.
Hands off O'Rourke for a loss. Big loss.
Sorry, Rob. That's the best 20-yard punt you'll see. 20, 25-yard punt. I mean, just to get it off.
Absolutely, yeah.
That blocked or, yeah. You'll ever see 20, 25.
Looks like New Rochelle is keying in on the Tigers' outside run game. So have to change it up a little bit more. The second down and very long for the Tigers. Waiting for the ball to be spun. Looks like there's
They'll decline the hold.
There was a holding call, but they'll decline it. So they'll rather give them 1st and 20. They'll take a 2nd and 13.
With the loss, right? It would be 1st and 20 if they
take away the
accept it.
down, yeah. Tigers with 3 wide.
And that's a good
in the
call.
backfield. Dillon looking for Bruce. He makes the catch. But in high school, as soon as you're down, you're down. You can't get back up. Like in the NFL, he could have gotten up and tried to run that.
For a loss of 1, back to the line of scrimmage.
And the throw was a bit behind Bruce, and he had to come back for it.
Is that the first completed pass for Dillon? I think so.
I believe, yes.
Yeah. So
3rd down and 13. Looks like they marked it
1.
back of the original line, so it'll be 3rd down and 13, a 0-yard completion there.
But it's a completion. Good catch by Bruce.
It was a nice catch by the tight end, Bruce.
As Bruce made that big play on the defensive side on the previous down, 2-way player.
Dillon, quick pass to the outside. That's Williamson. No, it's Smith, excuse me. Across midfield, but short of the sticks. They'll bring a 4th down and 4 from just inside New Rochelle territory. Tigers will send out the punt team.
Good catch by Shane Smith, and after it, as he got 8 to 9 yards, and Coach DiRienzo's to decline that holding works out as 4th and 5. As punting will be Smith. the 3 protection, and we'll see this snap is better, Rob, much better.
Perfect snap, kick away from Smith, end over end. And it lands down right at the 25-yard line.
Sorry.
So that's where New Rochelle will take over. 8 minutes to go in the half. We'll see who comes out. It looks like they're going back to 1A. Keon Highland-Jones back in at quarterback for the Huguenots.
So they're sticking to it, as this is the 5th offensive possession. Both quarterbacks up to this point have had 2 series.
Highland-Jones will keep this one and run for a short gain.
Both quarterbacks have shown mobility to run, the ability to run. Seen a much more impressive thrower in Jonathan Sadler than Keon Highland-Jones, as Sadler threw for it.
We've also seen Sadler limping around a little bit, so Highland-Jones probably better with the legs at this point.
It looks like somebody's getting stretched out on the sidelines. Wouldn't be surprising if it was Sadler, since the far sidelines.
Handoff. Holden, think of a yard or 2 short of the marker. So 3rd down and short coming up for the Huguenots.
For about 5-yard gain, it'll be 3rd and 1 from their own 30. 35, and once again, it'll be interesting. Only 1 timeout left for New Rochelle if they need that. Coach DiRiento used it already.
3 wide, set 2 in the backfield. It's a handoff, and it's enough for a 1st down. It was Jared Barron that time on the carry. And the sticks move.
Saw that quickness he displayed on that punt. Barron, I think, maybe only 2nd carry of the day for Jared Barron. Most of the carries have gone to their number 1 back, Romeo Holden. The 2 juniors have split them. As it'll be 1st and 10, QB 1A, Highland-Jones will keep it.
Yeah, he kept it that time, got a yard or 2. It's snuffed out quickly.
Bruce in on it, along with O'Rourke. So O'Rourke's playing linebacker as well as star running back. So O'Rourke.
Now, last week he led the team in tackles while also rushing for 171 and 3 touchdowns. So a very key 2-way player is Daniel O'Rourke. Handoff. Shifty is Holden. Gain of 5 on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 3.
Big 3rd and 3 here. See if they can keep the sticks moving, Ken Newrow, as this is the 2nd time they've had a 3rd and short on this drive, as they have gained that 3rd and 1. See what the play call will be. Maybe a pass, coming around, maybe a sweep.
It's a keeper for Highland-Jones, and he's across the marker. He's got a 1st down. He's breaking tackles left and right. 15-yard gain on the play.
6 Mamaroneck tacklers had to bring him down. See, he escaped 2 or 3 guys, and then 6 guys had to tackle him, and he'll get up shaky. 2nd quarterback, Mamaroneck, is banged up a little. Their game plan has been to use them both, and he'll be all right, but he has a little limp from that run. As about 6, as he got through about 4, and then the remaining 6 defenders had to drag him down.
And he was met at right around the 1st down marker too, and just blasted right through 2 or 3 defenders.
He did his best Big Ben impersonation. Big Ben is a quarterback who brings to mind a Ben Roethlisberger who can still do that.
Highland-Jones the pass.
No.
Incomplete. Wide of Holden.
Once again, the shaky arm. Sorry, Rob. And Highland-Jones bounced it as he had Holden wide open, and Holden is explosive, as we've seen. So that could have been 6 once again. As he's not blown, but he's misthrown 2 or 3 passes. Has the quarterback, Highland-Jones.
So 2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Play clock running down.
Just got it off.
Job by Mamaroneck to tackle Machine Highland on that one. Gain of about 3 or 4.
Flato and Williamson with the tackles. And it'll be the third, but the longest one in this drive, about 3rd and 5, 6.
Closer to 7, I think.
Looks like he said his knee came down earlier. Although if you see where the ball went, as the boss says, 3rd and 7. So, and then this will be the longest 3rd down, as they had 3rd and 3 and 3rd and 1 before that.
With the pass, Highland Jones over the middle, incomplete. Was looking for Miles Taylor on that one.
And that was one of the better throws by Highland Jones, who I don't think's completed one of his 6 or 7 passes yet. Maybe one.
Maybe one short dump-off pass.
Oh no, yeah, but then they called it incomplete, so I don't think he has. So we'll see the punter here from the Mamaroneck 37.
But watch the fake. Mamaroneck was around this spot on the field when they faked. And New Rochelle can run, so it looks like Mamaroneck has their base defense out. It is kicked away. Bizard's going to let it go, and it will go into the end zone for a touchback.
We'll see where the high school touchback rule is. But even though it's a punt, we'll still see.
I think on a punt, it usually does come out to the 20. Even the NFL, it still comes out to the 20.
Yeah, on the punt, that's why, yeah. So 4:22, we'll see what Mamaroneck offense to do. If you're Mamaroneck, you want to maybe get a couple first downs. The thing you don't want to do is turn it over, give New Rochelle a chance, because down 7-0 at halftime, you'll take that, especially to New Rochelle.
Certainly, and you saw the big play from O'Rourke earlier, and even a big play like that, move the ball down the field, but most importantly, don't give New Rochelle the ball back with any significant time left on the clock, at worst. So Dylan in the shotgun. Hands off. No, keeps it. Up the middle goes Dylan. And that's snuffed out quickly, maybe a yard.
First time they've done that is they faked to O'Rourke, and Dylan takes it back to the line of scrimmage. Clock will move, though, to the 4-minute mark now.
They do give Dylan a yard on the spot, so 2nd and 9. Under 4 minutes to go.
The 4-minute warning just comes at the end of the game.
I think it's when there's no official clock on the field. They remind the coaches how many timeouts they have. So Rhinebeck doesn't have an official clock on the field, so that's why.
Is that because they're Class C?
That's just because they don't have an official clock. Hand off O'Rourke, he's got a hold. O'Rourke out to the 40. O'Rourke past midfield. O'Rourke in pursuit from Taylor. O'Rourke inside the 30 is brought down at the 26-yard line. Big run for Daniel O'Rourke. The Tigers are in business, 1st and 10.
And a great run by O'Rourke, 55, 60 yards. And his second run there, O'Rourke up to over 100 yards now and about 140. And
a chunk of it on 2 carries.
Exactly. And Miles Taylor slowed him down. He went to juke Taylor because he saw him coming, and he knew that he got caught on the last just like that. So he went away Taylor, but in the time Lloyd King was able to bring him down. But you're moving the chains, and Rob said you need a big play, and that was a big play.
Dylan gives it off again to O'Rourke. He plows through for a couple yards.
3 minutes to go now.
Plenty of time for Mamaroneck to score a touchdown. Clock is not a concern here.
You want to take as much time as possible. You don't want to give New Rochelle the ball back. Although New Rochelle will get it after they deferred to start the second half. But if you're Mamaroneck, you just want to score and tack on that extra point.
Ball just outside the 20. It'll be a 2nd and short 8 or a long 7, however you want to put it. Dylan from the shotgun. And movement on the line before the snap. Crowd thinks it's on New Rochelle. We'll wait for the... And it is on New Rochelle, as the official says. It'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Offside.
That'll be a 2nd and short for Mamaroneck.
Good job by the offensive line to draw it. As Dylan knew it was against the New Row, the way you saw him react. Just coolly and calmly just gave the ball back to the official.
So more of a 2nd and 3 now. Down here, 2 minutes to go. Dylan ran into O'Rourke, now he runs with it, takes off, and he's going to be tackled for a big loss.
Only thing there is he doesn't fumble it, and he doesn't don't do an intentional grounding. Keep it at second down and push it a little further back, and because there was nowhere even in the area he could have thrown to, and you don't get it picked off, so that's okay. 3rd and 12.
Mamaroneck will take a timeout, probably to regroup here. It's 3rd down and 12. It's 4-down territory. They could definitely try to draw up 2 plays to try to get this first down. Still have plenty of time on the clock, so we'll step out during the timeout. We'll see what they come up with when we come back on LMC Varsity Sports. So 3rd down and 12, 4-down territory for Mamaroneck, trailing by a touchdown to New Rochelle. Dylan will pass. It's complete to Smith, and he breaks a tackle. And he's got about half the yardage back. It'll be a 4th down and about 7.
That was the strategy Rob talked about. You have 2 plays. This is 4th down territory. So it'll be 4th and about 6 or 7 now.
And the bad news from Mamaroneck, though, is it looks like Smith was taken down out of bounds. The clock is stopped at 1:42.
He was, definitely. We'll have another timeout, Mamaroneck. Good call by Coach Vitti.
Important play near the end of the half.
Most important of the game now.
At least so far. So 1:42 on the clock. 4th down and 6 when we get back on LMC TV. Well, here we go. 4th down and 6 for the Tigers. If they don't get it, it will be a long field for New Rochelle. Dylan will pass. It's tipped at the line and intercepted. Intercepted, and there goes Jalen McGee all the way to the house for the touchdown. The worst thing that could happen on that play for Mamaroneck has happened.
That's absolutely the worst thing. The way New Rochelle's defense has been playing in the offense, that's game-changing. That's huge.
The Tigers were thinking, we'll pass it. If it's incomplete or we don't get it, they'll have a long field, 1.5 minutes left. We'll throw that out the window because it's 13-0 New Rochelle with the extra point coming up.
70-yard pick 6 for Jalen McGee, and game changer indeed.
And really, the key to that play was a tip pass. It was tipped to the line, it wobbled in. Made it easier to catch.
Nevertheless, 2nd interception thrown by the sophomore Dylan. So about
Forrest lines up for the extra point.
About 3 completions.
Snap is bad, and the kick goes right into the line. So
the timing was off on the snap, and they didn't have it, did Forrest and the holder Barron. So we'll be right back, 13-0, 1:27. We'll see what Mamaroneck's offense can do after that deflating pick 6 here on LMC Varsity Sports.
So Keon Highland-Jones will set this one up to kick it off after the interception return for a touchdown by McGee. Big game changer. This one's sent deep. Williamson will return. And he'll be wrapped up right around the 25-yard line.
First, Williamson almost went for the fair catch at the end. If he had done that, it would have been on the 2-yard line. The way where he was, because he was so close to the end zone, but he was actually on the 2. So good thing he didn't fully signal.
Does here.
It
was scoreless in the Scarsdale game with this much time left in the half. They took knees and sent it to halftime.
Can't do that here.
Curious to see if they take some shots or if they kneel it for the second half, even though New Rochelle will get the ball to start the second half.
You have to do something interesting, maybe a sweep, at least a run.
And it looks like they will run some plays.
They have to. You're down 13-0. Muro gets the ball to start the second half, even though obviously if you have a turnover that leads to a touchdown, again, that basically would be the game.
O'Rourke gains a few on the carry. Clock runs.
We got 1 touchdown.
Both teams have 1 timeout left.
Touchdown. Calling for Flato to the sideline. 55 seconds. Mamaroneck in no hurry whatsoever. But if you get a first down, I mean, but they don't want to give New Rochelle the ball back in case they 3 and out. And they're bringing the
There has
house
a
again.
deflected block, definitely an incomplete pass, swatted pass. So Idris Hayat got his mitts on it.
And I think you have to run here because if they stop you, basically it'll run out where they might have to punt. It would be interesting what Coach DiRienzo does.
Even if they do run, DiRienzo could use his last time out.
I know, yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what they do here.
Interesting to see what New Rochelle does if they
3 wide, O'Rourke in the backfield.
try to draw him off sides on the snap
It's
count.
O'Rourke on the carry. He gets a couple. He's short of the first down. No timeout, so looks like they'll just let the clock run down. Under 30 seconds. I don't think the Tigers have to actually punt it.
Now he uses it.
Well, he will use the timeout now.
He's a legend, a Hall of Famer, and he just let 15 seconds run off the clock. So even the good coaches make mistakes, Rob, because that's a huge mistake by DiRienzo, as you could have got the ball with 25, 30 seconds. Instead, you're going to get it with 15, 20. Coach has won multiple state championships, produced NFL players. Pretty sure he's close, if not in the Coaching Hall of Fame, and he let a major gaffe go by.
Well, it's a 15-second gaffe when you're up by 13. It's
That's the knockout
it's not
kill.
perfect. It's not perfect clock management by any means, but I've seen much worse with the Giants last year.
Sorry guys, I gotta try to squeeze by.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like that's he could have called it with 37, 38 seconds left. Instead, 23. The way his offense, they can go up 20-0. That's huge for them, especially with getting the ball. Especially since it was 7-0 with 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Mamaroneck had a 4th and 6 from the New Rochelle 30-yard line. That nearly hit the
It takes a good
Mamaroneck
Tiger
player.
bounce. They can run some time off the clock here too. They'll down it with 12 seconds left on the clock inside the 30, down to the 25-yard line. So the question is, will New Rochelle try to heave it down the field and Hail Mary it, or will they just take a knee?
Knee or a short play. Run, short
I wouldn't see
play.
a need for a short play. Either run, Hail Mary, or knee.
Yeah, I mean, they could throw a short pass and see what they do from like a swing pass,
I'd test out, I don't know, maybe because I'm a Madden player, but I would test out the speed of your receivers against the defensive backs.
Well, they had their best thrower in Jonathan Sadler, his first time
Four
back
wide
since
set.
it looked like he was injured. So Rob might get his wish here.
Sadler back to pass. He has some time. Bruce gets in the way. He heaves it down the field. It's complete, but tackled down by Williamson is Nasheem Highland. The clock stops to reset the sticks. And if they beat the sticks, they can just clock it.
And the spotters are slower than as slow can be, as they're not helping New Rochelle, and they'll spike it. They're not helping Mamaroneck.
And that's intentional grounding, I think. You can't spike it from the shotgun, right?
Yeah, you're right, Rob. That is intentional grounding. So the junior
Now, was there a
William,
runoff for that, or?
I think in high school, we'll see what the rule is, but there might be. If there isn't, it's a 10, 15-yard penalty at the least.
Yeah, I know to spike the ball, you have to take the snap from under center.
And
Otherwise, intentional grounding.
Obviously, the way but there was a Mamaroneck player in the backfield that they missed. I think it was O'Rourke.
Oh, the ball hadn't been snapped yet. Bruce was trying to get back on sides.
They're trying to snap it here, and everybody's confused.
There's a lot of confusion here. 2 seconds on the clock.
But the way the spike came off, is they'll get the play in quickly from the sidelines. Is they'll reset, and they have to. And
They will get to run one more play.
And they got to snap it here, and they
They get
do.
the snap off Sadler with time. Heaves it down the field, open, and making the catch. Is he in? Romeo Holden just short. Wow, Andre Dyson style.
As Holden at the buzzer is stopped by William King and Williamson, and that was some ending to the second half, first half, Rob, as 13-0 ending here, and we'll be right back with the second half here on LMC Varsity Sports.
We're back as Mamaroneck will kick off to New Rochelle to start the second half. Rob Moretti here at Charlie McGraw. Kick from Kwok is a bouncing line drive. picked up at the 25, taken to the outside. A couple of moves, that's Holden. He gets it up past the 25, but could have been a lot worse for Tigers.
Walk squib kick was a decent one as it went through the first guy, and then it was picked up by the star running back Holden, and it was a good return. Actually, he only gained 10 yards, but he went about 30 yards, 40 yards ladder.
Yeah, looking for a hole and couldn't find one. And New Rochelle, they're up 2 touchdowns, but really you look how that first half went. It was really just 2 big plays for New Rochelle, and otherwise kind of anyone's game.
Although a yard and a half, and it could have been 3 touchdowns. As at the end of the half there, you had a big play where it was a huge pass. Never mind the fact that it maybe shouldn't have happened because of the way they enforced the intentional grounding.
But it was the hail from Handler to, I think, Miles Taylor, and
Nearly scored. But in the end, it was 13. It's 13-0. And that other play Rob was talking about was huge play. It was a pick 6. It went 7-0, a minute and a half to go. Mamaroneck had 4th and 6 from the New Road 25, obvious going territory, and they pick 6. So that was huge, and that's a big defensive play here. 3rd and 8, and this is a big play.
Yeah. By the way, it is Highland Jones in at quarterback, so they go back to 1A. They've alternated quarterbacks every possession as New Rochelle, and after a 5-yard gain on first down, a yard loss on second down, third down, and 6 for the Huguenots.
And it was convenient because on their last possession they needed their big thrower, and they got that in Sadler as he had 2 passes for 40 yards.
Highland Jones will throw over the middle, complete to Miles Taylor. Taylor past midfield, a host of Tigers able to bring him down with a big completion inside the 40-yard line.
Daniel O'Rourke, and I think it was the first or second completion for Highland Jones. Wide open was Taylor, and it was taken down by O'Rourke finally as he made 2 or 3 guys miss after the catch. And it'll be 1st and 10 for New Rochelle from the Mamaroneck 37. And not a good sign that Highland Jones completes his first pass for Mamaroneck.
Got the handoff away to Highland. Close to the first down, and Highland Jones took a big hit on the fake.
from Myson Robinson.
Thought he had a sack,
But he got it off to Highland.
Machine
Second
Highland
down and short.
got the sweep from Highland Jones, the handoff, end around on the fake, and it's 2nd and 1, and New Rochelle is quickly 5 plays in that second half, and they're got a 1st and 10 from the 2nd and 1 from the Mamaroneck 29.
Handoff near side, and around the corner is Barron, finally brought down. That will be a easy first down for New Rochelle from the 13-yard line, 1st and 10. Huguenots, this is the first real sustained possession they've had where they've continually been moving the ball.
It's only taken 2.5 minutes as they had a long touchdown pass and they had the pick 6.
Handoff again to Barron, up the middle, trucking, and down inside the 5.
Physical big play there as we have a couple of linemen getting into each other's face. Pizzamente and the big lineman, Tavi Allen from New Rochelle. Pizzamente, Tavi Allen's much bigger. I wouldn't be messing with him.
On the flip side, if he does mess with him, it's a flag. So
How about Lou DiRienzo? He's got that 1-2 punch with Barron and Holden. And he always has produced the physical running backs as
up the middle, touchdown, New Rochelle.
Jared Barron.
That was Barron again.
4-yard touchdown run. And 45-yard touchdown pass, Jonathan Sadler to Nasheem Highland for the first touchdown. 70-yard pick 6 by Jalen McGee, and now a 4-yard touchdown run for Jared Barron. And 3 different ways New Rochelle has scored. and it's quickly 20-0, and that's not how you wanted to start the half, especially when you had 3rd and 6. You had a 3rd and 6 in there.
It's a fake. Highland Jones to the outside, and they've got 2.
So Highland Jones completes a 2-point conversion pass right to Nasheem Highland. I think Highland was the one who was going to kick it, and he just rolled out and got wide open. Nah, he rolled from the
Forrest
side.
was lined up to kick. It was from the
really
tight end position.
exaggerated it. As far as is the kicker.
You want to talk about game flow and think about how this game was just 5 minutes ago in game time. It was 7-0. Mamaroneck was driving, trying to tie. And all of a sudden, since then, a pick 6 on a near touchdown at the end of the half, and then a quick drive for a touchdown to start the second half for New Rochelle. And that has really flipped how this game has looked in terms of win percentage and probability. And now with 8:43 left, the Mamaroneck got the ball back, and all of a sudden they really need to score. They haven't touched the ball very much since it was 7-0.
No, and there's been 2 interceptions, and one was a tip that led to the pick 6, and the other one was a miscue with Dylan and his wide receiver. So the time of possession has been what, Rob? 20-10, like basically, right, for New Rochelle? Almost, Rob?
Deep kick from Highland Jones. Williamson fields
in the end zone
near the goal line, and Williamson brings it out past the 20, up to around the 23. They'll spot it.
I mean, that time of possession, Rob, right?
And New Rochelle hasn't needed a lot of incomplete passes too, so that brings down the time of possession because the clock stops.
But neither team has had any methodical drives going.
Except for that last one by New Rochelle, really the first one we've seen that you would call methodical. Even the 2 times Mamaroneck threatened to score was after a big run by Daniel O'Rourke.
But can you call a 3-minute, 22-second drive methodical? Not really.
Perhaps not.
We'll see what the offense can respond with here, and you'd like to see them move the ball and get a couple first downs at the least, but this play won't do it, as that'll be the first run of the game for
Burgess.
Queon Burgess, as it'll be no gain. So 3rd carry of the day, Burgess will be replaced by another guy we haven't seen run, Zion Powell. We know he has explosiveness though, as Dylan will get the call, and he should give it to Powell. We'll see what he could do. New Rochelle's fans already starting the goodbye chant on the far side of the field. Can't really.
Dylan from the gun will pass, swatted down, my goodness.
That's a big guy.
That was Payat again.
Cedrice Payat, the big defensive lineman with the huge play, and he's got a D1, D2 body.
Tall for sure, big arms, big legs.
So they growing big in New Rochelle. Big players here.
Dylan, on the other hand, a sophomore, so
I mean, yeah, he's
going to be a size disadvantage there.
Right. But most of the standouts from New Rochelle are juniors. That's scary. Romeo Holden Jr., Barron Jr., Sadler Jr.,
Highland
Jones
10.
Jr.
Dylan a pass again.
They block. They pick up the man.
He's going to try to run it this time. Doesn't get much, maybe a gain of a couple. Tigers will have to bring out the punt team.
Not the drive you want, Rob. First possession, second half. As we have an injured player from New Rochelle. Second guy who's gone down. First play of the game, we had an injury. We'll be right back here on LMC Varsity Sports.
So Smith in to punt. 2 men back to return for New Rochelle. Snap is good. Kick is away is a low knuckler, and it takes a slight Tiger bounce before rolling a bit sideways. It'll be down at the New Rochelle 42.
Nearly hit the trailing player from New Rochelle, but just missed him. Malone, Zaire. And Zaire almost, if it had hit them, that would have been
a live ball.
Exactly, but it just missed him.
That would have been a fun special teams play if that had happened.
But I don't know if Mamaroneck even noticed. I mean, Zaire didn't see it, that's for sure. As they'll get it on their own 43, so about a 30-yard punt from Smith.
And it is Sadler back in a quarterback for the Huguenots.
So sticking to that game plan.
4 wide, 1 in the backfield. It's a handoff to Holden. Holden blasts. He's tackled down, but he's got the first down with a 12-yard gain.
Shane Smith and Zion Powell with the tackle. Smith tried to rip it away, but good running back, and Holden would not let him.
So New Rochelle back to moving the sticks like they were in their first possession of this half. Two wide, 2 tight ends set. Highland gets the handoff, breaks a tackle, and he goes off.
Another missed
First
tackle.
down.
And that time, Myson Robinson had him in the backfield, but Highland, one of the few contributing players that are a senior from New Rochelle. It's their junior, their rosters are stacked with juniors. But Highland has been playing as their senior. As it'll be 1st and 10 from the Mamaroneck 35. Slowly, but a little methodical here as
Sadler keeps, he's got some space. Flag on the play, probably a hold.
As coming out will be Eddie Sirocco, as Kwok will come in for him, as Sirocco lost his helmet, as that's the rule in college and NFL, if you lose your helmet. I've seen that in some big college games where the starter lost it and the backup has to come in. As it will be a hold and they'll push him back. Since it was a 5-yard gain, obviously you take the yards, but I mean, still go back to the 40.
There will be a 10-yard loss, so 1st and 20. You definitely want to bring that play back, so Euro might go back to the air here, we'll see. 3 wide. Sadler, short pass to Holden. He gets around the corner and up the sideline. He goes, cuts back to the middle of the field. Still getting tons of yardage there down near the 20-yard line.
Not only is Romeo Holden fast, he can juke and move like it's a Madden video
Someone
game.
hit the right bumper on that one, yeah.
The right juke stick on the joy stick. This cameraman, Steven, knows what I'm talking about. Some of his moves are unbelievable.
Like Adrian Peterson out there.
But he's skinnier and
not injured.
And yeah.
So 1st and 10 Neuro after the big gain. Handoff is to Barron. He does not get much.
So that was a 1st and 20. So he got about 22 yards to get that first down. And he broke about, what would you say, about 5-6 tackles?
Oh, definitely at least 3, probably up in that neighborhood. And aside from breaking tackles, it's avoiding tackles before it's actually a tackle. So definitely faked out 3 or 4 defenders with that move he made towards the middle of the field. So 2nd down and 11.
New Rochelle is just wisely using as much clock as they can. Has got this ball about 7.5, 8-minute mark. And that'll be an easy touchdown, untouched. Wow. Untouched for Nasheen Highland. Alone. That was on a sweep end around, so about 4 different ways they've scored on a 45-yard pass, 70-yard pick 6, 4-yard touchdown return, and a 22-yard sweep. New Rochelle has thrown the whole playbook at Mamaroneck, and they just are dominant over them. So the only question
pulling it
now,
off quite well.
Only question now is, can Mamaroneck score?
It's going to be tough, especially the way Neuro's been going.
And the way Mamaroneck has been flattened on spiritually on offense. We'll see what they do here. As Forrest they faked it last time. I'm sure they'll just kick it.
This time they do kick it, and it is blasted through good. So 28-0. Neuro leading Mamaroneck. We'll take a break, and the Tigers get the ball back next on LMC TV. So we're back as Highland Jones will kick it deep. 4:32 left in the quarter, and things are not going Mamaroneck's way in this second half.
15 points now in the first 7.5 minutes of the second half for Neuro, and they score just 13.
Williamson tries to get through, taken down from behind, got it out past the 30.
Best return of the night for Mamaroneck. Get out to the 33. So we've seen good job by the kick team on New Rochelle. And the kicker, the backup quarterback, well, QB actually,
1A. He started the game, so we'll call him 1A.
Highland Jones. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Mamaroneck 33. And Rob, what do you hope if you're Coach Biddy to gain here? To at least get some plays moving. And
oh yeah, you want to move the football. You want some positivity. The thing you have to remember too is, we'll pause for this play. Dylan hands it off. Gattaca gets about 5 on the play.
I like what I've seen out of Gattaca. 5 yards on each carry. 3 carries, 15, 16 yards.
Right, now Mamaroneck has 2 regular season games left after tonight. They travel to Mount Vernon, and they have their homecoming game at home against Suffolk. Those are 2 games that Mamaroneck has to at least believe they have a good chance of winning, or at least a realistic competitive chance of winning. Not sure how good Suffolk is, but I know Mount Vernon tends to be a team that Mamaroneck handles well.
Although they lost like 2 points, like opening game of the season or second game, the game before or after Mamaroneck played Scarsdale. They lost to the Raiders by only 2 points, which was the same. Mamaroneck lost by a point.
Right. So, point being, even if Mamaroneck loses tonight to drop to 1-3, they know they can work hard, get some things right, and they've 3-3 finish is within their grasp.
So it'll be a 3rd and 5, and you gotta hope, if you're Mamaroneck, that you can convert here. It's going in motion late.
A running set. Gattaca again. He's not going to get enough.
On his 4th carry, or 5th carry.
Flag comes in at the end of the play.
Taunting on New Rochelle, maybe?
We'll see what the call is. It came from the judge behind the secondary.
2 guys were jarring at each other. 50 and 51 were yelling and maybe cursing. That's why they throw it. I mean, you can yell, but you can't.
Yeah, personal foul defense.
That's a break. So a taunting foul against Denmar Wellington, drawn by Tim Wilson.
So that's a break through Mamaroneck.
Absolutely, it's a free first down that moves the ball down the field and try to run a few more plays and get some more and see if they look to Gattaca to run some more. And he is actually on the sidelines now, so it won't be him. O'Rourke's in the backfield now with Dylan. Just under 3 minutes left, 3rd quarter. Tigers down by 4 touchdowns. Hand off O'Rourke. No, keeper Dylan up the middle, close to a first down. Probably going to be a yard short.
You got faked out there, huh? It's all right.
Well, so did the New Rochelle defense, so I don't feel so bad.
Best run of our 3rd or 4th run by Dylan. Best one easily, 8 yards. Faked mostly everybody out there. To Dylan, fake to O'Rourke. They had O'Rourke stopped.
So a 2nd and 2 for Mamaroneck. And hold everything. Timeout on the field called by New Rochelle. So we'll step out with 2:20 left in the 3rd quarter. 28-0 New Rochelle on LMC TV. So back out of the timeout, 2nd down and 2. O'Rourke in the backfield. He does get the handoff this time. Powers through behind some linemen, and it's going to depend on the spot.
He got it, it looks
It was
like,
close.
by the far official spot.
See where they put it. It's right on the line. I think they'll give it to him.
First down, they do. Has confused the spotters.
Just got enough by the nose of the football.
I think these are rookie spotters. Before they couldn't keep up with that play, and that time he put the wrong number up. So Mamaroneck's got to improve, but they got to get better chain gang out there.
Yikes. It's harsh. I don't think they're paid. Two-man backfield. Flato and, well, never mind, he's keeping it and passing. Looking for Michael Flato. Almost got it. Juggled
Nice
it.
display of sportsmanship.
Highland on the coverage.
Nasheem Highland helping him up after the play. As Highland gave him a shove at the end, but then helped him up and they shook hands. Highland's been pretty good player. Their lone contributor, I mean, they have some linemen that are seniors, a couple, but lone contributor from the position players, like the running backs or the wide receivers, it's a senior quarterback, which is scary since they're 3-0 and dominating everybody.
O'Rourke gobbled right up.
Still got it 2 or 3 yards.
Payant's so big, looks like JPP out there.
Yeah, he is a big boy.
Big wingspan, and that's what helped him bring down O'Rourke. He just puts those arms out. There's a lot he can reach.
We don't have heights and weights, but this will be a fun game. I'll say 6'4", 6'3", 240, 250.
Can't argue that. 3rd down and 7 from Mamaroneck.
Maybe
Tight
definitely
set.
250.
And Gattaca slips up, almost lost a football, maybe did.
That's the high school rule where since he went down, can't continue, so it'll be a first down.
It's the second time a chopper gang has rolled through on the post road.
I know this. The motorcycle gang is back.
They're loud and some might say obnoxious.
What was that TV show on FX with the motorcycles?
American Chopper,
Sons of Anarchy. Yeah. The Sons of Anarchy group is back.
Really 4th down and 9 after the loss by Gattaca. And it looks like Tiger's going to go for it.
It's like with that, when they go by and make that loud noise, it's like, we know you have a motorcycle. You don't need to...
Passing formation, Dillon has time, throws, and tight coverage there. Tough spot to throw to.
Nasheem Highland was there once again, as we have an injured Tiger player for Aiden French, the center. They'll turn it over, 13 seconds left in the third, 28-0 New Rochelle. And it'll be 1st and 10 Huguenots from their own 35.
13 seconds left in the quarter, so good chance this could be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
Back to number 1. QBA, Keon Highland Jones.
Highland Jones in the shotgun, low snap, handles it, just gets the pass away, it's complete.
Wow.
To Miles Taylor. Taylor taking him with him, steps out, so we will have another play in the 3rd quarter as the clock stops with 5 seconds left.
Highland Jones had a bad snap. He was able to recover it. He got hit, got it away somehow, and completed it to Miles Taylor for a 15, 20-yard gain. And New Rochelle's athleticism and skill set is just dominating Mamaroneck right now.
Actually ran the clock, so he didn't go out of bounds. So that is the end of the 3rd quarter. And what a good 3rd quarter it was for New Rochelle, dominating. And they lead 28-0 over Mamaroneck. 12 minutes left to play. 4th quarter coming up next.
Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Rob Moretti, I'm Troy McGraw. 4th quarter, 28-0 New Rochelle. 13-0 at halftime, and 15 points in the first 6 minutes of the third quarter scored by New Rochelle, and they're trying to add more here on the end around as we had a possible horse collar tackle on a late flag there against Zion Powell, because that was an end around and it made a couple guys miss. Was Machine Highland. So we'll get the call from the official here.
And the initial tackle there by Henry Bruce, he's a good tackler too, and Highland in the backfield able to
horse collar tackle.
But being able to shake Bruce by Highland is impressive. And then how else can you bring him down? Sometimes you got to break the rules and hope you get away with it. And it doesn't work for the Tigers that time.
It looked like they did that earlier in the game and it wasn't called. The one time they had a tackle, I think it was Barron. Was it Barron? Or was it Sadler? They tackled 6 guys, had to tackle them. So, exactly. And these guys don't have slip and slide or silly putty on their uniforms. They're just good runners.
Now Highland Jones is back in at quarterback, so not Sadler.
No, I think Highland Jones ended the quarter, Rob. I'm pretty sure. He did.
You're right.
He did end the quarter.
But didn't he also play the previous, am I wrong?
I don't know. I think, no, I don't. Well, but Sadler also got shaken up earlier.
That is true.
Well.
And
he did come back once or twice.
Score getting run up, no need to throw him back out there if he has any physical issues.
Rob's point is just he wasn't sure because they had a perfectly through halftime. They had a perfect QBA/QBB system running. This one will be taken down at a gain of about 1 or 2 yards by Highland Jones. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Well, it's funny. The old saying around football is if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. I don't think that applies here to New Rochelle. Both have been effective.
Depends who the 2 quarterbacks are and how they play. Although, like in the beginning, Highland Jones has done much better now, but in the beginning, Sadler looked like the choice. His arm was much better. Highland Jones rolls now, got his arm under control, and he gets another, completion about 4th or 5th for him, and staying up somehow was
it's Jalen McGee.
McGee, who had the pick 6, and that's his first completion, first reception, in the game. He had 10, 15 yards, and he was on a tightrope when going by. The 1st and goal from the 6, from the 7, from the Mamaroneck. So it'll be Highland Jones and Barron behind him. Barron gets the pitch, gets by 2, makes another man miss, like they've been doing all night long, and he'll get 2 or 3 yards. And Rob, close to triple digits in missed tackles, Mamaroneck, maybe at least 80 missed tackles, like unbelievable. And if you count just touching and getting almost tackled, which is a missed tackle.
Right, well,
it's tremendous.
New Rochelle has that athleticism advantage, and it's a tough game for Mamaroneck, and it's a tough game really for all of New Rochelle's opponents. They're far and away considered the strongest team in Section 1 this year, and you're seeing why.
And look at that, Barron only had like a 2 or 3 yard gain, and he made 3 guys miss, like 3 missed tackles. So Mamaroneck's getting to the ball carrier and stuff, but they're just not finishing the tackles. But they're not easy guys to tackle the way they move. And this is play is stopped from the beginning. One of the first times Romeo Holden is stopped for no gain. Zion Powell, 3rd and goal from the 6. What does it make it the 8? Maybe lost a yard or 2 from that spot. See Mamaroneck's goal line defense and the goal line offense. It'll go once again back to their star Holden, and he will be stopped for about a gain of 1 or 2 yards. Holden had about 1 or 2 long ones, but not the ones that he had last week against Scarsdale. He had 2 for 50 or more. He hasn't had any of that. You know who else had 2 for 50 or more? Daniel O'Rourke from Mamaroneck.
That's right. The problem is none of them had found the end zone.
And O'Rourke ran for about 140 yards in the first half, and in the second he's run for about 5 or 10. But 34-13 over North Rockland. North Rockland is always a perennial. They're very good. Well, that's a huge win for New Rochelle in game number 1. We have a penalty, 4th and 5.
Probably a false start, I would think.
Yeah, they went too soon, it looked like. And Rob, in this quarter, we're 1 for 1. I called that horse collar. You got that false start.
So that's 2
we
for
need
2.
a tiebreaker. Well, I'm 1 for 1. You're 1 for 1.
We're on the same team, though.
We're 2 for 2. Come on. It's 28-0. We got to banter a little.
I called the Sons of Adam.
Yep. That.
Oh, you should
Steven
mention,
Saputo.
especially after the ending to that Scarsdale game a couple weeks ago, it is a beautiful night out.
Although I was watching a little of that telecast on the computer after, and you called the weather perfect before the game. Is that one on the end around? And that'll be a touchdown for New Rochelle. What a run on the end around Nasheem Highland. His 9-yard sweep. He's got two touchdown runs now, a 22-yard touchdown sweep and a 9-yard touchdown sweep. Jared Barron has a 4-yard touchdown run.
It looks like he's hurt.
A pick 6 for Jalen McGee. And we'll step aside and be right back, because that's not good. Highland is down for New Rochelle. So a good sign for New Rochelle as Nasheem Highland came off the field and was able to run us. That was his 3rd touchdown of the day, actually. He had a 45-yard touchdown reception, as that one is kicked right at Mamaroneck, and that is missed kick there by Forrest. So it's 34-0.
Actually impressively caught by Bizzard.
But it didn't matter. You can't return it.
Well, in the NFL you could. That would have been something.
As it was a 22-yard touchdown sweep on his first touchdown run, a 9-yard touchdown sweep on his last one, and a 45-yard completion on the pass from Jonathan Sadler from Nasheem Highland. For Nasheem Highland on his 3 touchdowns today. And we'll step aside and be right back. 34-0 LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, alongside Rob Moretti, I'm Charlie McGraw, as we also have Seth Rothman, Steven Saputo, and Sean Kelly, not the Major League pitcher, on cameras. As that'll be returns by Bizzard.
But Williamson is still
Excuse me,
up.
thank you, Rob. Stuart Williamson will take it to the 36. Yeah, Williamson and Bizzard are the 2 returners usually. And that time Williamson got it to the 36, best return of the day. See what the Mamaroneck's offense could do, 34-0. It's got to be a deflating feeling, but it's not. You like to see them, move the ball, get some first downs, at least make an effort here.
And Coach Vitti's message to this team is going to be, look at how that first half was. Except for 2 plays that were big touchdown plays for New Rochelle, that was an almost even first half. So it shows this team what it's capable of doing. Just a matter of doing it in a sustained way.
They're just keep throwing it and going for it. That was a throw-like deflection by Jovel Major, a backup.
Beautifully deflected pass.
And that's a backup. We haven't seen him all day. As rightfully so, Coach Lou Di Rienzo, the New Rochelle faithful have brought out the Vuvuzelas tonight. I guess they had some left over from that 2012 World Cup where they were brought popular. As we'll have 1st and 2nd and 10, find the incomplete pass, hand it off to the senior running back, and he'll get through the defense, that backup defense, and he'll get close out to the 50. Will the running back, Hector Gattaca, 12-yard, and a late flag. Is that a horse collar? Or a late
I'm
hit?
not sure. It might have come before the hit. It might have been for a hold. It looks like it's against New Rochelle face mask.
So it was a face mask, not a hold. A face mask against
Holding of the
New
face
Rochelle.
mask, perhaps.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Then wouldn't a horse collar be a holding of the shoulder pads? Or
That would
a
be
rip?
an accurate description.
They only got 5 yards. Extra 5 yards? That's weird. Isn't that usually a 10 or 15-yard penalty?
The incidental face mask, they might still have that call in high
That's
school.
a pass to nobody. He was looking for Tanner Conlon, a backup wide receiver.
Now, I don't know about high school. I know in the NFL they used to have a 5 and 15 version of the face mask, the incidental and the, I guess, more on purpose, egregious call for 15. They did away with it, made them all 15. I'm not sure what version of the rule still exists in high school.
As Rob, like many Americans, spends his Sundays watching NFL football.
All day if I can.
Exactly. What better way? Although Rob's married now, so that might not be as easy, right? As that one will be taken out to the far side. Come on, I have a valid point, Rob.
Well, you do have a valid point. You don't know how to. Yeah.
He doesn't know how to answer that.
We're not going to get into it.
He's a newlywed. He doesn't know how to answer that yet.
We'll answer that one off the air.
Happy birthday to Rob Moretti.
Oh yes, Rob Moretti, our color man, our LMC Varsity sports producer. We wouldn't have any games without him. He runs the show. He's the commander-in-chief at LMC Varsity Sports. Happy birthday, Rob Moretti.
Well, thank you.
Just his 29th, but he looks like a young 24-year-old with a beard. Because that's a 3-yard gain on the running play. Sorry, Rob. I'm just trying to make jokes. Come on. Just crack you up on your birthday, you know? As
the gift that keeps on giving.
If Coach Shapp came in for a play, you know, a handoff to Shapp.
I think Shappy wants to air it out.
Yeah, he would air it out. I bet he would like to come in for a trickery. Is he the special teams coach still?
He has done that in the past. He's a JV coach. I'm not sure what exactly he does for the varsity.
Famous Coach Stapparelli. Oh, wow! And there's that was a head-to-head, helmet-to-helmet hit, and there's no flag. Coach Vitti doesn't like that. That's dangerous, Mr. Official. That's dangerous. That was a helmet-to-helmet hit. Hilliard Jones on Tommy Dillon, Rob. That's dangerous.
Now, luckily, Dillon's
this stage of the game, right? And why is he still playing?
Mamaroneck just opening up the playbook, trying to throw the ball. There's no need for an egregious hit like that.
Can't they call that? Like, that's
you know
vicious.
What? I think DiRienzo agrees, and that's why he's calling a timeout here to give Mamaroneck a chance to chew out the official.
Or he just wants to hide Hilliard Jones and not let him play anymore. Why is Hilliard Jones playing? He's a starting linebacker and quarterback. You're up 34-0. You got plenty of players, Coach. Why are you playing him right now?
Well, a whole lot of issues at play here.
That's very close to helmet, and that's in the area. And at this stage of the game, that's a penalty. And that's in some helmet-to-helmet instances are ejectable. That they review that in college and see what it is.
I wouldn't call that such an egregious ejectable defense.
No, not in Section 1.
Right, but it was.
You know what I mean, like a helmet-to-helmet.
It was in the area of a helmet-to-helmet, and yeah, you're right. A 34-0 game. There's no need for a hit of that nature.
I'm surprised he's there.
Definitely, I don't think anyone would argue if it was flagged.
So we're back here on LMC Varsity Sports, and Mamaroneck's parents are not happy. I mean, yeah, in a 34-0 game, it's about the safety. As we'll see, new quarterback, Jalen McGee, wide receiver. No, just starting defensive back. Wide receiver is the third-string quarterback. He'll hand it off to Jordan Forrest.
I'll tell you one thing about that last hit there on Dillon. Mamaroneck wants to hit New Rochelle really hard right now, I'm sure.
I don't know if they can, but they're physically capable of that type of hit by Hilliard Jones. And if there is an injury, it's on the official, that's for sure. So, I mean, it's hard to criticize official in a 34-0 game, but it's about safety. Players, all the concussion protocols, all the hits. Obviously, it wasn't on purpose. We know that Hilliard Jones didn't really try. He made the hit, but it was clearly, and thank God he's still, Tommy Dillon's okay, because that's a concussion. That could have been very bad. As that'll be a far outside run. And that was Storm Jones, a line on a nice carry.
Down near 4 minutes to go here, and expect a lot of New Rochelle run plays here to just run out the rest of this game.
You can't run up the score if you're Coach DiRienzo. He knows that.
Right. Well, remember coming into the game,
40-6, 34-0, 34-13.
So they hadn't scored less than 34 points in a game, and where are they right now? 34 points. Consistent, even though they got most of them in the second half.
So 70-yard INT return for Jalen McGee, and he's the third-string quarterback.
This one gets flagged out. It's probably a false start. That is the indication from the official.
We'll maintain, be 3rd and 15. Rob, take this time, you want to preview some upcoming good matchups on LMC Varsity Sports?
Let's see, next week, actually following this game, we'll have the Mamaroneck-Bronxville boys soccer game. That's 2 perennial contenders going at it.
So you only have 2 days to get that on, right?
That's correct.
Another false late hit, false start. Or not late hit, excuse me.
That's probably just a false start there. That's what it is.
Back-to-back false starts on Rochelle, so we'll back them up to about a 4th and 12. I mean 3rd and 12, excuse me. Yeah, that should be a great game. I used to play for Bronxville years ago in soccer. We made the Class B finals like 2 years that I played, but Bronxville has been very good at late hit. My coach, the coach I had in high school is still there, Don Lucas, so that'll be fun to announce that game. And Mamaroneck's been very good in soccer, so that should be excellent. They made the final last year. Like 2 years before that, they made the regional final. And that one will be 4th and 9 on the carry by Morgan Paul, his first run. And they'll punt. With 2:20 to go here in this game. The Mamaroneck parents really letting, they thought there was a hold on that play.
Oh, now they're just trying to get the officials to give them a makeup call. It's not going to matter much, 34-0 with 2 minutes left.
That punt is taken there. And that's fumbled and picked up by Rochelle, and that's a touchdown. So the snap was, the punt was botched by the return man, Bobby Bizzard, and that was taken in by Rochelle.
I think it was Torius White-Edney.
Yes, it was. Torius White-Edney would not have a close, easier one. The officials will discuss something here. It's Torius White-Edney return, fumble recovery, about 10-yard fumble recovery after the punt by Forrest. No, the punter's still Keon Hilliard-Jones. Keon Highland-Jones with the punt.
Looks like they not putting the points on the board there. The rule in high school is you just get the ball at the spot and you can't advance it. I can't figure why else the ball's being placed here, and offense on the field for the Huguenots.
No touchdown play with balls
So it was a dead ball. Oh yeah, because of the high school rules. So 1st and 10 from the 19, as it was actually taken from the 19, not the thing. So that's about the average, about 25, 35 yards on the punt, and that was what it was there, Hilliard. So that's a great Mamaroneck. Bobby Bizzard gets it. And a good sign of sportsmanship by Coach DiRienzo is they'll just take a knee with Rochelle. Don't want to run up the score. He's a great coach, as we talked about. And some coaches might run it up. And like Rob said before, Rob thought he called timeout in order, to basically, take after that late hit to call, to gather his players and make sure that the quarterback was okay from Mamaroneck, but also just slow it down, I guess. So they'll take another knee. 13-0. So Mamaroneck will fall to 1-3. Neuro will be 4-0. 34-0. Second week in a row, they've won 34-0 for Neuro. 34-13 over North Rockland. 46 over Mount Vernon. 34-0. 34-0.
the second week in a row they have a shutout too. So an impressive team, New Rochelle. We knew that coming in, and keys to the game from Mamaroneck. They were doing a lot right in the first half, and then the athleticism from New Rochelle just too much for them in the second half. They scored the majority of their points in the third quarter. And take all the closeness out of this one.
The last knee will just end it here. Third down. So we'll talk to Coach Vitti as New Rochelle scored 7 in the first quarter, 6 in the second, 13 in the half, 15 in the second to go up 28-0 and a 1 touchdown in the fourth without the extra point. Final score 34-0. New Rochelle over Mamaroneck in a game that was close early. It was just 7-0. They had fourth and 6 from the 24 of New Rochelle to Mamaroneck, and a fluky pick 6 as it deflected off like a lineman or on the side was the pass from Daniel O'Rourke, his second interception of the game, and Jalen McGee. I don't think there was a player within 30 yards of him. He could have walked backwards. He could have went to the concession stand, got a hot dog, and Phil scored. But a couple bad breaks, Rob, and it was a good first half from Mamaroneck.
Certainly was, and that's what they're going to try to point to. And so I'm sure Coach Vitti will tell us in a moment. Point to is something they can build off of, that they were able to do that against this kind of a team.
So me and the birthday boy will be right back with the post-game show and analysis here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on the post-game show with Coach Anthony Vitti. And Coach, it was a good start for you guys. You hung with them, and then a tough break, that deflected pass for the pick 6.
Yeah.
That was game-changing.
Yeah, no question. Momentum kind of, we had it a little bit, and after a nice big run, and kind of took it away from us right there.
And you didn't have many penalties. You did the little things right. Very good New Rochelle team, just a tough game for you guys.
Yeah, no question. I mean, when you play a team of that caliber, you can't make mistakes, and we made just a few too many tonight and put ourselves in a big hole.
So where would you like you guys to go from here? You have 2 games left, winnable games, Mount Vernon and Suffern. What do you think you need to do to win those games?
We got to clean ourselves up. It's all about us right now. We'll wake up tomorrow again. We'll get out here. Our kids will run and lift. Because tomorrow starts now. We have to win these games. We understand the position we put ourselves in, and we know that it's ahead of us, and our destiny lies with us. So.
Back here on the post-game show, and Rob, that was a tough way for the half to end and for the game, as that pick 6 was game-changing, made it 13-0 when Mamaroneck was 24 yards away from tying it at 7.
Absolutely, a completely game-changing play. At worst, they're hoping to go down 7-0 at the half, and then all the momentum in New Rochelle's favor after that. The pick 6 obviously gets them the points to make it 13-0. They nearly scored a touchdown before the half expired anyway in that minute and a half. And then you saw what happened in the third quarter. It was all systems go for New Rochelle at that point.
Yeah, 15 points in the third quarter, and we saw their athleticism dominate. And as Coach Vitti said, from here they got to go ahead with their 2 games, and they're even going back to work tomorrow. But from here, we talked about it earlier, they have a shot to go 2-0. What, in your mind, do they have to change to do that?
Not too much. It definitely seems like Daniel O'Rourke is the kind of kid, especially when he gets a few blocks and he can break tackles on his own. He can change a game against an opponent that's not at the level of a New Rochelle. So Mount Vernon or Suffern, he can be a game changer in a game like that, really on both sides of the ball. If they can establish a strong running game, get a defense to cheat, classic football, get a defense to cheat on the run, they can sneak a couple of balls over the top maybe. Offense is up and running at that point.
Yeah, and O'Rourke finished with about 140, 150 yards, and everything but 10 of those came in the first half. So that'll about wrap it up for us here at Mamaroneck High School. A lot of people to thank for today's telecast. The CEO is Eric Lewis, the COO is Matt Sullivan, the community sports producer and the birthday boy is Mr. Rob Moretti. For our cameramen, they are Seth Rothman, the great Steven Saputo, and Mr. Sean Kelly. For all of us here at LMC Varsity Sports, once again for Rob Moretti, I'm Troy McGraw. Final score, Mamaroneck loses 34-0 to New Rochelle. Thanks so much for watching and have a great evening.